This is the 2026 Mitsubishi Destinator GT. And here's our first look at Mitsubishi's return to turbocharged engines. Let's go. Exterior-wise, this is very similar to the XForce that launched last year. You have the same dynamic shield up front and the same similar shape for the lighting of the LED headlights and the LED taillights. You have a two-tone roof design and 18-inch wheels on this model and the GLS. So looks-wise, it takes a lot from the XForce, but size-wise, here's where it gets interesting. It's supposed to come in between the Xpander and the Montero Sport. It's not going to replace either car. And you can also see that in the pricing itself. The Xpander Cross top of the line comes in at 1,393,000 pesos. The GLX Destinator, which is a 1.5 turbo CVT, comes in at 1.389. So you can see it comes in right after the best Xpander you can get. And it tops out at 1.954 for this GT model, which comes in right behind the most entry-level automatic Montero you can get, which would be the Montero GLS 84x2 at 1.942 pesos. So you can see it's something that really makes sense and slides right into Mitsubishi's lineup, because not everyone is okay with a 5-seater, and some, especially family people, might need the space of a 7-seater SUV, but want something sportier than the Xpander Cross, and don't want something as big, or maybe they don't want a diesel like the Montero Sport. And the best part is they have a special introductory price, which means you can get your Destinator for as low as 1,289,000 pesos. So design-wise, Mitsubishi said this is all about gravitas and dynamism, but what we're most excited about is, as I mentioned, the return to turbocharged engines for Mitsubishi. This will be the first time a Mitsubishi car, a gasoline-powered car, comes with a turbo engine since the days of the Evolutions and the 4G63 turbos. Underneath the hood, you have a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder MyVec engine with a water-cooled intercooler that makes 163 PS and 250 Nm of torque. These sound like really healthy numbers for a 1.5-liter power plant, and we're sure it's going to be reliable because this is Mitsubishi. And we're going to take this out later on for a quick test drive on the road and on an off-road course they prepared for this launch. So all Destinator variants get this turbo engine, and they all come in CVT, so no manual here, making them all easy to drive. They also come with 5 drive modes, and especially this one gets a new tarmac mode, which takes advantage of its sporty nature for on-road driving. And of course, it comes with something we all know and love, active yaw control for safety and for fun. For the ground clearance, just like the Xpander, this has best-in-class 244mm if you take out the underbody protection guard. If you leave it on, you still get a healthy 214mm. So you can really take this out of town, and you're prepared if it floods as well. In terms of safety, it is well equipped. It has 6 airbags. It got a 5-star ASEAN NCAP rating, and it has Mitsubishi safety sensing here on the top-end GT model. So you get your adaptive cruise, your lane assist, your 360 camera, parking sensors all around, and all the other advanced ADAS systems you expect from a modern vehicle. All right, it's pretty busy here. Lots of people checking out the car. So we'll do the interior from outside. You get an 8-inch gauge cluster, a digital, 12.3 infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Of course, you get a wireless charger for your phone as well. It's paired to a Yamaha premium sound system, so on your road trip, your tunes are very well secured. The seats are leather with maroon tone. You get USB ports all over the place, and in a nice touch, you get several smartphone cubbies as well, making this truly a modern, family-oriented car. You also get some ambient lighting, even some seat back tables, a move you get from big SUVs. And you even get heat guard leather, which makes this a less spicy experience getting into it during those days where you have no choice but to park in the sun. Speaking of preparing for hot days, this is also the first car in the country with Mitsubishi Connect. So it's an app for your smartphone where you can monitor the status of your car, start it remotely, get that aircon going on hot days. It automatically calls emergency services if it detects the airbags going off, and you can also hit the SOS button, and as long as you have a cell phone signal, you can call for help, automatically connecting you to emergency service providers. Okay, we're now behind the wheel of the Destinator, and we made it just in time because the rain's coming down. We came from a muddy parking lot, but of course no problem because we have the ground clearance and the drive modes to get to it. So first we're going to go on-road, and here's where we get to test the 1.5-liter MyVec Turbo. Okay, so fun fact, I actually own a 2nd generation Mitsubishi Eclipse, which was one of the last Mitsubishi cars with a turbo in the Philippines. And now that it's back, let's see what it's like. So I'm gonna floor it. Alright, impressive. So yeah, this definitely feels faster than any XForce or Xpander with the NA 1.5. Not quite on the level of the Montero with its turbo diesel torque, but still, that felt pretty good. I felt a kick, even with the CVT. And if you notice, the CVT and engine both weren't very noisy during that acceleration test. So it's a good sign for this car's NVH. Now we do some boring driving through traffic, and steering very light. There is some weight, but of course this is not SUV heavy. It's a nice balance. So overall, in this very limited test drive, you can really feel that this feels like a Mitsubishi, familiar. It feels very solid. It feels analog just enough that you can tell where the wheels are going. The feedback of the pedals is still there. And you don't really notice the turbo actually unless you're stepping on it, which is a good thing because the 90s Mitsubishis did have turbo lag and that wasn't always a good thing. So now it's seamless, but it's nice to know that you have all that power when you need it. And while we're here, fit check wise, I have no problem fitting into the cockpit, second row as well, and I do like this very classy chocolate finish. It's different seeing it out here versus inside in the show, in the events hall, and I quite like it. Now we're in tarmac mode. Oh, that improved response by quite a lot. So, okay, hit right. The steering is weighting itself really nicely in tarmac mode. It's a far cry from the normal mode that I tried earlier on, and I think this new mode, exclusive to the Destinator, something you'd want to try right away should you buy it. But let's see how it performs off-road because this is still an SUV after all, and Mitsubishi prepared a little course for that. So let's go. The first thing we're going to do is see how active yaw control really works. So what we're supposed to do here is maintain 25 kph with a constant steering angle until the car decides to understeer. So as you can see, I drifted out of the circle after like one rotation. So now when you put it in gravel mode and try it again, the car is supposed to correct itself. So let's try that out. So constant angle, keeping it at 25, constant throttle. And what you can feel is, at the moment the car is about to understeer, you can feel it kick itself back without you having to countersteer. So I'm fighting my natural tendency to countersteer on my own. And I can really feel it swinging its butt around for me. And so my hands has been steady. And as you can see, we didn't get out of the circle. And I didn't run you over. So as I mentioned a while ago, tarmac mode, the new one is really fun on the road. But that gravel one is fun as well. And now we're here on mud mode. And I'm gonna try it on an incline. And you can see on the clinometer just how tilted we're gonna get. So, ganito lang sir. Ano ba yung max?
It's about...
Right now we're at 20 degrees of tilt. I don't feel like we're gonna die, guys. Good job, Mitsubishi. A quick out of the car spiel for this section of the course. So we tested the mud mode here. We had to keep a constant 25 again through some really heavy mud because of the rain. And what it feels like is the traction control kicks in and limits your throttle application. So you can keep your foot down, and if you're giving too much gas for the traction conditions, it'll cut the throttle so you don't spin out. And so all you have to do basically is do the counter steering, and the car takes care of the traction control, which is like taking off half the mental load of driving. It makes you feel like a pro off-roader. So the stuff we just did is something you will probably never experience except for emergencies in your own Destinator. But it's nice to know that the car can handle it no problem. Well, what do you guys think? Drop a comment in the comment section down below, and make sure to like and subscribe for more previews of new cars like this one. This is Ash Mahe from Zigwheels. Thanks for watching.